Hey there, Jalene Kaiser, creator of Ella's Empire, where I help to empower others with their financial situations, their physical health, and their mental well-being. Today, I wanted to take a couple minutes to share with you my top 3 tips on video making. I can speak from example when I say I used to be not a very good video maker, but with learning from my mentor, Christine Dwyer, I have put into practice things that she's been able to teach me, and they are doing well for me, getting much better video quality and all around just a better video maker. So like I said, today I'm going to be sharing 3 of my top tips with you to make the best videos that you possibly can. Tip number 1, video details. The shorter, the better. And I'm talking 3 minutes or less. If you haven't noticed that most of the people in today's society have a very short attention span. So anything over 3 minutes, it's kind of out the window. You want to catch their attention right from the get-go. Be concise. Start off with telling people what it is you're going to give them so they know whether they need to stay on or jump off, because we all know we don't want people at the end on your call saying silly things and messaging you things when they weren't meant to be there in the first place. So if you tell them exactly what you're talking about and you're being perfectly concise, then you'll be able to weed those people out. Have points, 1, 2, and 3. 3 points, 5 tips, 3 things you're going to share, whatever it is. 1, you need to have an introduction. 2, you need to tell people what it is you do. My name is Jalene Kaiser. I empower others to regain their financial situations, their physical health, and their mental well-being so that they too can lead a life full of greatness and success. See, there was my what do I do? The next point would be to have a story about how it makes you an expert. So if you remember in the beginning, I told you that I used to not be a very good video maker, but now after learning from my mentor, I am much better at making videos with her constructive criticism and feedback on how to be a video maker better. So by using those skills I've learned, I'm a much better video maker now. So I'm speaking from experience. And then you're going to tell them your 3 tips. So tip number 1, tip number 2, tip number 3. When you're finished there, then you're going to recap your tips. So again, go over what it was that you just taught them and say, again, my tips were tip number 1, tip number 2, tip number 3. Okay? Are you getting this? Pretty easy. Then the last thing you want to do is have a call to action. So maybe the video you're sharing is leading into a 5-day clean eating challenge, or it's trying to get them over to your like page or your profile page. Whatever it is, have a call to action either by saying it at the end of the video or by creating a title page at the end that will say, come follow me at facebook.com/Lean Jalene. Something like that, but have a call to action. Leave your email below. Comment your biggest takeaway. Let me know what your feedback was. Just something that has a call to action to move them into the next step to get to see your beautiful face again. Tip number 2, you need to make sure that your camera position is perfect and you have the perfect setup. So what do I mean by this? For one, you want to have your phone horizontal, not up and down. Crossways, because then when you go to edit your video and put it in, it's easier to, you won't cut your head off in that. So make sure that it's horizontal. Make sure that your lighting is great. It doesn't have to be a crazy awesome lighting system. Just even in the middle of the day, between 2 and 4 are usually the best times to be able to create that natural light. You have it coming in your windows, or find a place. Take your phone and take yourself around and find that best area where you're going to have the best lighting that you look your best. Now, if it's at night, because there is no natural light, then get a Lumi light. It goes on your phone and it lights up your face, or you can get a Diva ring light, which is amazing, which is what I'm using currently right now. I actually just got it and it's the best investment ever. I mean, it's flawless. So I'm totally loving that. Set up some sort of lighting so that it's capturing the best you. You don't want to be in a dark, dingy place. The sunlight needs to be in front of your face. So if the window, like my window right now, is in front of me, that's how it should be. You shouldn't be with your back to the window, because you're going to cast a shadow on your face and it's going to be less than par. And let's just say, how many people enjoy watching a dark, dingy video where there's just a lot going on, especially the lighting? So start with your lighting. Second thing is, set your position up. Like right now, create a set as if you're on set. Take 1, take 2. Don't have things in the background where people are going to be looking off to the side. Things that are flashy or just that are like messy looking or things like that. make sure that you're keeping your area or your setup clean and neat so that people, again, aren't distracted and they're watching you, so they can take note of what you're saying and not what's going on around you. Something else to go along with the camera positioning in that you need to make sure that you have your phone on a tripod or some sort of device, because do not let anyone hold your camera for you, or do not try to hold it yourself. As steady as you think your hands are, you're not, and you can see it, and it clearly shows an amateur making video going on. So invest in a small tripod. I think you can get them at Office Depot or Best Buy for, $10 or $15. There's a lot of other gadgets out there that you can hook onto your computers or whatever it is that you can do. Just make sure that you're not holding it and that you don't have it propped up and jerry-rigged, like where it's gonna fall over, and you just know that it's just not right. Be professional and invest a little bit to be able to make the best videos you can. Tip number 3, be the best you. Bring the best you to this video, you guys. People want to see you. They want to see your personality. Smile, engage in the camera. This is one big thing. Do not stare at yourself in the camera. You need to look at the camera hole and keep your eyes there. I know for me, this is something I had to learn because I had shifty eyes. It feels kind of awkward just to stare straight at the camera. But remember, talk to the person who you want to join your team or start on this journey with you. Talk to them and look at them. Don't look at yourself. People know, and it's very, very distracting when you're staring at yourself when you're supposed to be making a video and talking to them. They don't have that connection. So you need to make sure that you are staring at the camera hole. If you need to, cover up the part where you can see yourself. Like tape it off with a piece of paper so that you don't stare at yourself while you're doing the video. Make sure to look into the keyhole. Let your face tell your story. Don't read a script. Don't read something. If you need to, take a minute, put some notes around where you're making your video, and then pause. End with a smile. Look at your notes, and then come back to it again, and then just cut that small little area out on your video editing. That's a whole nother video that I could do on video editing though. This one is just specifically on how to actually create the video, create the setup, and how to make the best video you possibly can. Start with a smile, ding, and end with a smile. Always put your best face forward. Nobody wants to see a snarling, upset, mad face. Nobody follows that, and they don't feel your energy. Let your face tell the story you're about to share, and always put your best face forward. If you have to, take retakes. Sometimes it takes me 15 times to make a video, but you know what? I don't give up, and then I keep going until I finally get it, and I do always eventually get it. And if you need to, just walk away, come back when you're regrouped and start take number 2 or take number 50. Whichever way, just make sure that you are putting your best face forward and that you're making your video as professional as you can. The last little tip here, or 2 tips I want to give you in addition to this, is do not film while you're driving. You will probably get some hate mail or some people really not liking that. It is very dangerous. It's one thing to be parked and making a video, but do not film and video while you're actually driving. It doesn't matter if you're not looking at it or not. There's just still something totally wrong with that. So don't be one of those people who are doing that. And the other thing is you want to have your camera slightly above your head. So the camera should be in line with your forehead so that it's creating you to slightly look up at the camera. It just creates a better angle for your face. Just makes your silhouette nice and pretty. So again, you guys, these are my top tips. Number 1, make sure that your video details, shorten time, be concise, have your introduction, your tips, and then a call to action at the end. Tip number 2, make sure that you're setting this up like it is a professional video being done. And number 3, be the best that you can always be. Just put your best foot forward, put your best you forward, and watch and see what happens. I'm really excited to see you guys take it to the next level with your video making. These simple tips that I've just given you have been a game changer for my business and for my video making skills. It's just been awesome. And the way that you feel more confident making videos, more being professional, you just look professional, you have that look about you, and just that people are like, this is serious. She's making serious videos and knows exactly what she's doing. So hopefully you use these tips. Let me know your feedback. Come find me on facebook.com/LeanJalene, LeanJalene. And if you have some video tips that I didn't mention here that are awesome and working for you, or some sort of apparatus that you use, a little tech tool, I'm always looking for the new tools to use to make it easier. So post those below and share those with me. And I'll talk to you guys soon.